What's up, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have another League of Legends video coming your way, another funneling strategy for you to abuse in Season 10, so you can get all that LP, climb up to the new heights, achieve the highest rank you've ever achieved before, all that good stuff. I know the Master Yi and TARC video we had posted last week did really well, got some really good reception, so I wanted to come back at you guys with another slight variation on that same funneling strategy, also with some new tips and tricks, things that I've learned since then, and hopefully just a lot of great information for you guys that you can use very, very well. But before we get into that, I just want to say real quick that I actually do stream over on twitch.tv/I_am_germ. That link is going to be in the description below. If you guys could check that out, that would be absolutely amazing. We've grown a really solid, really dope community over there, and we'd love to have you guys be a part of that, so definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. With that being said, let's get right into this video. This is going to be the TARIC and KASSADIN funneling. It is pretty similar to the Master Yi, but it is definitely different in a couple key ways. One, the KASSADIN, the negatives is that the KASSADIN's definitely weaker early game. He has a weaker clear. He's not as strong in like those 2v2 situations at the beginning of the game. Also, KASSADIN just got nerfed on this patch, so that sucks. But since he is weaker in the early game clear, his clear speed's lower, his clear's less healthy, we actually want to start the blue buff and head into the wolves. With Master Yi, you can start really either side because he can do the Krugs and Raptor camps fine, but KASSADIN really struggles with those, especially without Smite. So we're going to take the blue, go to the wolves, and then head mid. Some people like to have the TARC sit with the KASSADIN, but I like to have the TARC mid soaking up every bit of XP that he can, because like you want to have the KASSADIN leveling up and being high level and stuff too. But man, the TARC hitting level 6 is definitely a really big power spike for this too. And when he's sitting mid collecting those few minions at the beginning, he's not taking anything away from KASSADIN, because KASSADIN isn't even able to get mid in time anyway. So I don't really think it's a bad thing to have the TARC sitting mid. Also, another variation on this KASSADIN, we do have the Flash, but you can definitely have him take like Ignite or something too, and then have the TARIC take Exhaust and Heal instead. Gives you just an extra combat summoner. Depends how confident you are in KASSADIN being able to survive early game without Flash. Depends on the matchup and stuff. But as you can see, we're clearing. Also, I decided to take the Guardian on TARC in this one. We take Aftershock in the last video. I still don't really know which one I think is better. Aftershock is more, Guardian is more common, but I feel like Aftershock can be really good in certain situations too. And then for the KASSADIN, we just took the Electrocute, so he can be a little bit stronger early. We're going to scale him into a monster either way. So if he can pick up any early game kills by getting some like extra Electrocute damage or anything, then that's great for us too. You can see here, not the hottest start in the world. We're up 11 CS, but we're actually not up a level because the Kindred started out 2-0. So that's going to kind of be a pain in the ass, but I guess that's kind of a good thing if we can show you how this can do even when, you know, maybe even or a little bit behind. It does suck because we are going to start to kind of lose some 2v2s, but we'll see how we can make this work. We're just going to keep collecting all of the minions mid. Every time a mid wave comes, you pretty much just want to shove that into the tower and then try and pick up as many camps as you can. Kindred is actually kind of annoying for this strategy too, because her marks are popping up all over the place, and sometimes where the mark is doesn't really line up with what we're trying to do. Like right here, you can see Kindred is taking her mark at her Raptors, and it's tough for us to stop that sometimes because funneling, sometimes the routes just don't line up in the right way. And we don't always win the 2v2, especially because this Kindred, as you can see, like she got ahead. Like I don't really know if we win the 2v2 before we both have 6. But then some ways that KASSADIN is better than Master Yi for this is like TARC with Yi. When TARC goes to E, if Master Yi Qs, you know, he loses the E, and it's kind of harder to hit the E's with the Master Yi as the TARC. But with KASSADIN, you can put the W on KASSADIN and then E, and KASSADIN can like ult and really manipulate TARC's stun very usefully. The TARC does int there, unfortunately. We get the early death. So we're playing from a little bit from behind, but we are still going to be able to scale into monsters, even though we do get caught out there. That's okay. It's really not the end of the world as long as you can continue to pick up a ton of farm, a ton of gold and stuff. Because you can see here, our KASSADIN's up 30 CS now. And again, he's still even in levels, but that's because Kindred has participated in 5 kills already. And like she's having a pretty hot start to the game too. But we're definitely still going to be okay. And then just like Master Yi, KASSADIN is able to put the TARC late game, or even mid to late game. He's able to put the TARC all on himself and then absolutely 1v9. So I definitely think this is still a really good option too. And you see here, again, we're up 35-ish CS on the Kindred at just 8 minutes, and we've taken a dragon. We haven't even made a great play as the TARC and KASSADIN yet, but just the fact that we're funneling that much gold and that much income and everything into the KASSADIN and creating pressure, it's definitely already starting to pay some dividends, but it definitely gets bigger later into the game. Here we're actually able to dodge the Fizz ult that time, Kindred ult's really annoying because like we would have won that 2v2 super hard. But Kindred's ult actually allows them to survive for long enough that we both run out of mana. And this goes really downhill here because Fizz is pretty strong, especially at this stage in the game. And then KASSADIN doesn't have mana. He ends up dying to the Fizz. TARIC runs out of mana, and he dies too. But we do get a kill onto the KASSADIN there. He's still up 39 CS. We're in a good spot, even though this is about worst case scenario. You know, Kindred's very fed, Fizz is very fed, and we've died multiple times already. Because dying is one of the worst things for funneling. Because if you're dying, that's time that you're not picking up XP and gold and stuff onto your hyper carry, the KASSADIN in this instance. But we're still able to make it work because like this strategy is honestly pretty busted. Like they have massive people mid and jung, and you could say like, oh, but the TARIC's not even getting gold or anything. Well, our team's up gold right now, even though we don't have a mid laner really doing anything or getting much gold income. So I definitely think this strategy is still busted. And then we're gonna run some more clips and we'll see how this game really plays out. So this is a couple minutes later into the game. Our team's actually down gold now. And the other team decides to go for a dragon that we're really not in position to contest. So they are able to pick up the dragon. But then the fight that ensues after just goes really well for us because the KASSADIN is just really strong at this point, and you actually get to see the KASSADIN and the TARIC together. We get the TARIC ult down probably a little too early. It wasn't perfectly played. But then the KASSADIN is just able to go very aggressive. He's got TARIC stuns, TARIC shield, TARIC healing, karma shields. And we're able to just clean up this fight, even though, again, this is only 15 minutes. So this is by no means KASSADIN's strongest point. This is not the funneling strongest point. But, you know, it's a triple kill onto the KASSADIN, and the 4th kill goes to the TARIC. We really just carried that fight. And it was just because we're able to enable our KASSADIN so much. You can see after that fight, you know, going into that, he was up 45 CS, and now he's 6-4, and he's ready to just absolutely snowball this game out of control. And that's only at 15 minutes. He's able to pretty much dive in their whole team and get just a quadra kill, you know, for all intents and purposes, at 15 minutes. Like, it really just enables the KASSADIN so much sooner than he would be in most games to just completely take over. So this clip's actually from a different game. We already showed you how to, you know, get it snowball in early game, how to control that into wins. But here's, you know, the little later game version, a nice clip we had. A game we're actually losing. It's either on our Nexus towers. But once the KASSADIN gets that TARIC ult, once he gets the shields, the stuns, the buffs from the TARIC, he can just go absolutely crazy. Again, this is a game where, you know, like they have minions on our base right now. We were kind of losing the whole game. But the KASSADIN has that late game threat of being a hyper carry and really just carrying games, taking them completely over. And the TARIC just enables that even stronger. Like obviously KASSADIN as a carry can always usually do stuff like that. But he just enables them even further, and honestly we're able to take this strategy and pull out a win in a game that we probably shouldn't have won. KASSADIN ends up going 20-11 in this game, doing by far the most damage in the game, and it's really enabled off of the TARIC being able to funnel into him and get him ahead. So we showed you guys how to, you know, how to set up the early game, how to get it to this point where you're able to carry games like this, how to get that snowball rolling early, and how to carry that into easy wins. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. In all, I would say this is not better than TARIC E. I would say this is definitely a little bit worse. But if you are a good KASSADIN player, if KASSADIN's a champion you enjoy, if you can't play Yi for whatever reason, if you're just more comfortable on this, if Yi gets banned out, I think this is certainly a viable option, certainly something I would at least consider playing, seeing what you like. I think in the end the clear's a little too shitty, and it's a little too slow to make this like completely optimal. I think Yi's just better, but I think it's certainly playable, and it's definitely a way to get some good LP going, because we went undefeated in the games we played with this strategy still. That was like gold 4, gold 3 games, but hey, you know, it worked. We were able to make it work still. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Hopefully, you know, you enjoyed this video. Make sure you drop a like if you did. Also subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest content. We got tons more videos like this coming your guys' way. Leave a comment if you have any questions, any comments about anything that happened, and what video you want to see next. Thanks a lot, guys. Hopefully I see you over on our Twitch streams one of these days. But until next time, peace.